Hey everybody, I'm Monkey. Welcome back to Human Resource Machine. We're going to get straight in. Hope you all enjoyed the last video. This is part 2. Don't know how far I'm going to get in part 2, but we'll certainly see. We'll certainly have a go. At the hopefully more difficult puzzles progressing. I'm really sorry if I make stupid mistakes like I did in the last one, but that's what happens with puzzle games. Okay, so we've been at the company for 8 years now. Obviously, we've got the chance to do 10. Well, I'm not going to do 10, I'm going to try and do them in order. I didn't realise that before. So I'm now going to do number 9, Zero Preservation Initiative. So let's have a look. It has come to our attention that the Zero advocacy community felt the previous assignment was not inclusive. This time, send only the zeros to the outbox. What happens to the other numbers and letters? Management leaves that detail up to you. Okay. So we only want to pick zeros across and take them across the outbox. So we'll go. First thing we need to do, obviously, every first step is go to the inbox. And then you can move the jump of 0 down. Okay. So that's interesting. Right, so if it's not a 0, they won't jump. They'll just move down to the next step, which should be to copy to slot 0. Surely it doesn't matter which ones I copy them to. So copy to 0. If it is a 0, it will go here, and then we want it to go to the outbox. And then we need it to jump all the way back to the beginning. And let's give that a test. 7, what's it going to do? Put that there. Okay, no, made a mistake. I put a 7 on there. So, step back and debug. So, what do we want him to do with the 7 now? It's not a 0. Trying to think of the solution. So it's not a 0. So what does he have to do with it when it's not a 0? He just needs to get rid of it. So he just needs to go back to the inbox, doesn't he? And pick up the next number. So, if it is a 0, we want him to go to the outbox. But if it's not a 0, we want him to go back to the beginning. So that, okay, let's try that one. Oh, I need to put another jump in. Okay, but we need, at least I know now that that works. Okay, so I need to put another. I need to put another jump in now. So he's gone back to the outbox. So I need another jump command, please. So jump, and now all the way back to the beginning. I feel like this is really complicated. And probably could have been done a bit better and a bit with less steps, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, so let's go again. My little minion, sort my numbers. Okay, so he's taking the 0 over. Brilliant. He's going back. He's got an 8. He doesn't care about the 8. He doesn't care about the A. He does care about the zeros. Brilliant. Okay, so this puzzle looks like it will be sorted. As I said, I may have been able to do that with less steps. But this is where programming debuggers would come in. They'd come and look at that and go, oh, you don't need this line, you can take it out. I'm not that good. Yes, puzzle solved. Puzzle solved. So yes, you were to use 5 or fewer commands, and the speed challenge was to complete it in 25 or fewer steps, and obviously I did it in 32. But if I did it in 5, then I could. But I'm going to continue to the elevator. And we're going to go to number 10 then, the Octoplier suite. Not the Markiplier suite, the Octoplier suite. So yes, you can always check your own performance on each assignment's optimization challenges. The 2 green lights next to each button in the elevator will tell you how you're doing. Is there anything in life more thrilling than self-improvement? Probably. Probably a lot of things. Probably a hell of a lot of things. Okay, so for each thing in the inbox, multiply by 8 and then put the result in the outbox. Using a bunch of add commands is wasteful. Can you do it using only 3 add commands? Management is watching. Okay, so inbox, copy to 0. So he'll have 1 in his hand. Oh, no. Don't want the copy. And then we want to add 0. And then what if we copy it to number 1? No. What if we copy it to number 1? And then what if we've got an and then we then add the result of number 1. So, and then we do the same thing. And then we copy it to number 2, add number 2, and that should be it quadrupled. And then we go to the outbox. And then we jump. All the way back to the beginning. Okay, let's go. So 1, yes, add those together. 2, copy it, add those together. 4. Oh, yes! He does it. Okay, so brilliant. So this is going to complete. Luckily, it's going to complete. And I shall be victorious in this level. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I feel smart. The game makes me feel intelligent, when really I'm not very intelligent at all. Okay, but with the 0 we could have skipped it. We know 0 out of 0 is 0. Never mind. We completed the level. This is amazing. And are we going to do the challenges? Of course we are. Of course we are. Okay. So, the lady on my screen at the moment, I want to spend a minute to talk about her. In the last video, I said that her hair looked brown, but in the video it came across really red. Now that was a post-editing effect. If you could see how she looks now, her hair and her dress are both brown. But in the video, she definitely had red. She had bright red hair and a bright red dress. Apologies, apparently I annoyed some people. So, here we go. Let's move on to the next one. So we're going to do number 11 now, sub-hallway, before we do number 12. Year 11. It's a long time to be just sorting stuff out. You'd think after 11 years you would have moved up from mailroom. You know, you think after 11 years you would be doing something a little bit better than mail. Not that there's anything wrong with doing mailroom. I'm not knocking all the people that sort mail for a living. It's a very much needed thing in an organisation, but really I couldn't do the same job for 11 years. I can't do the same job for 11 hours, you know, so I get bored really easily. I'm going to spend a little bit of time here to talk about gaming in general. I'm a gamer that, I wouldn't say I have trouble keeping attention, but the game has to keep my attention. If the game doesn't keep my attention, I'm really looking at other games. My eye is always on what else is out there. And MMOs, in particular, like massively multiplayer online games, struggle sometimes for me. There's only been 2 games that I've played for any length of time, one being World of Warcraft, and 2 is the one I'm currently playing, which is Final Fantasy XIV. Those are the only 2 MMOs that have kept me for a very long period of time. But even then, I have to take breaks from them. I'm not one of these people that can just endlessly grind and just keep doing things, you know. Sometimes I'll find something new in the game to keep my interest a bit, but I have to move on. So, you know, all those people that have been with Warcraft since the beginning, as Warcraft enters its 12th year, you know, and you've played it those 12 years or something, wow. Hats off, kudos, couldn't do it myself. I think my time with Warcraft is well and truly past. I won't be returning for Legion, but I'm happy with Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. It keeps me happy. Anyway, so let's move back onto the game. Subtraction. I never learned that in school. Did you? I hope so. I think your educational system has failed you massively if you don't understand subtraction. You know, that is a pretty basic arithmetic. Something that we should all know. We're a good team. Well, yes, if I bring something to the team that you don't, I certainly say we complement each other. But what do you bring? Nothing, it seems. Okay, for each 2 things in the inbox, first subtract the first from the second and put the result in the outbox, and then subtract the second from the first and put the result in the outbox to repeat. You got a new command, subtracts the contents of a tile on the floor from whatever value you're currently holding. So, okay, first steps first is go to the inbox. Now we need to take, so we need to copy 2. Yeah, we do need to copy 2. We need to copy that to 0. And then we need to go back to the inbox, don't we, to get the second number. And then subtract from whatever you're currently holding. Okay, so I can't go back to the inbox just yet then. Oh no, I can, but I just have to then copy that second number to 1. Okay. Then I need to subtract. No, now I need to go to copy from 0. And then I need to pick up a subtract 1. And then I need to subtract 0. And then put that to the outbox. And then jump. I'm going to add a jump if 0 command. So you go to the inbox, and if it's a 0, just go there. No, just go there. Because the 0 would be the same either way. You can't subtract, there's nothing from nothing. Okay, let's try that. So 1, copy it there, get the 9, copy it there, subtract that, subtract that. Bad outbox managing, expected 8, but your outbox number 9. Okay, so this is where people shout at me. This is where people go, no, you're so silly! So let's read the instructions again. Each 2 things need to first subtract the first from the second. So I now need to subtract. I need to subtract number 1 from number 9. And so copy to number 1. No, so I copy to 0 first of all. So I don't need this second copy to 1 command, so I'm going to get rid of that. Copy from. So I'm going to go to my inbox and then copy it to 0. I'm going to go back to the inbox and I'll pick up my number 9. I do need to copy 2 though. I do need a second copy 2. I need that to go into number 1. So I've gone over to number 1, I've put that in 0. I go back, now this time I pick up number 8. Now I need to subtract 0 from 8. So subtract 0 from the number I'm currently holding. That's correct. And then I would then go to subtract from 1. So now I need my second subtract command for number 1. I think that's it now. Try that. So 1, 8, minus that, minus 1. Expected 7, but you're up a step. What? For each of these things in the inbox, first subtract the first and the second, and then put the result in the outbox. Then, oh my god. I am so sorry. Then put that in the outbox. Ah, okay. Right. There don't seem to be any zeros. I might take the jump if 0 command out, because there are no zeros, and obviously I want to try and do the challenges, and that's just an extra step, so take that out for now. So, go to the inbox, get that number, copy it to 3, go to the inbox, and then we just need to subtract 0. And then we need the copy 2. Go to there. And then we subtract number 1. Okay, so where's my other outbox command? So subtract 0, go to the outbox. And then we copy that result to right. So first subtract the first from the second. Put the result in the outbox. So we're here. Okay. And then subtract the second from the first. Right. Let's get another copy to command in there. So inbox, copy from, go back to the inbox. Copy from. But he's going to have the second number in his hand at this point. So this is what I mean, I'm trying to shorten this down a bit here. So I'm sure I can... If I don't do that, obviously, he's not going to... I'm going to have to copy to 1 to do that. And then I have to go and copy from 0. No. No, I don't. Because I'll still have that in my hand as I still subtract 0 at that point and go to the outbox. Brilliant. Okay. And then I come back, and then I subtract the second from the first. So then I come back and I copy from 0. And I subtract 1. And then I go to outbox and jump. Okay. These are getting quite difficult now. You know, there's a lot of steps for me to think about. And obviously, I struggle sometimes with thinking about these things. And that wasn't right, was it? Oh no, it was! I thought that was wrong though. I thought he'd done it the wrong way around. Yay! My little blue-haired minion. Do my work. Now go forth and do my bidding. Okay, these are going to get so difficult, aren't they? I'm going to look so thick by the end of this. I really am. Again, I could probably have done this in fewer steps. I think I said less steps then. Bad grammar. Considering I'm an English student, you know. Just trying to keep my grammar high. My levels, again, my level of grammar high. Okay, you're going to tell me I did terrible at it. I know you are. Oh no, I didn't. See, I didn't even recognise. I thought that I could have done this in fewer steps. See, it even says fewer here. Good on this for not saying less commands. You know, let's have a little bit of education here. Countable nouns, people. Countable nouns. If you can count it, you use fewer. If it's uncountable, so it's an amount of water you can't count. You can't count how much water there is, so then it's less water. Like grains of sugar, it's less sugar. Don't be arguing you could count the grains of sugar. If it's not feasible, it goes to fewer. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're on Tetracontiplier. I honestly expected the next level to be Markiplier. I just keep seeing plier. Okay. Okay, come on, Tetracontiplier. We can do it. We can do it. What a wonderful feeling. When all your work over the last few years all comes together and culminates in a well-executed assignment. Sounds like my university life. So for each thing in the ultra-box, multiply it by 40 and put it in the outbox. Okay. So go to inbox, copy to 0. Add 0. So we've doubled it. So it's times 2 now. So then we copy this to 1. And then we add the contents of number 1. And I think this we need to just keep doing this. So now we copy it to 2, and then we add 2. Then we copy it to 3, and then we add. I haven't done the maths in my head, by the way. I'm an English student, not a maths student. We'll just point that out. I am an English student, not a maths student. I probably need to do more steps. Probably. And go outbox. Let's see what he does. Four, 8, 16. That's going to be 32, and I failed. Okay. So need to add the step before again then. So give me a jump command. No, don't do jump. Just do another add for that one, and then go to outbox. Well, just do 2 add 3s. Try that. 10, 20, 40, 80, 120, 240. Bad management. Expected 200, but you outbox 240. Ah. So what did I do wrong there? Maybe it's not 2 3s I need to do, it's 2 4s. It's 2 4s. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try adding another 4. I must admit, at this point, I am literally not working this out in my head because who does mental arithmetic? Who does mental arithmetic? Me, clearly, I do not. I do not do mental arithmetic. I suck at mental arithmetic. Okay. I'm going to have to kind of do some now, aren't I? Kind of have to. Kind of have to. I might have to do a bit of working out here. I have to do a bit of working back out here. So what numbers? Okay, so 4 times 40. So 4 times 4 is 16. Add a 0 is 160. So my target is 160. My target is 160. I wish I could kind of stop part of the way through to work things out. Can you do that? You can actually do that, right? Let me try that. So you get 6. So that would give me 128. But he'd have gone back. He'd have gone back and added that though. So 5 and 5 is 10. So times 2. It doesn't give me a subtract command, so I can't go back and subtract. Maybe I need to add like a number 1 again. Okay. Bad luck. I mean, that's 48, so I'm going to... Okay. I will be back, people. I will be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I paused the recording to work something out on paper, and I then had this crazy almighty smash. Look at the wall, and then I go downstairs to see that one of my cats has knocked over and smashed the mirror. So that was a fun 10 minutes, cleaning that up. Amazing. Anyway, I'm back. Right, so my paper calculations tells me that using this 7 here as an example, I'll come all the way over to number 4, and that will give me 112, which is times 16. So if I add 112 to 112, that will give me a multiplication of 32 on the 7. So then I need to add an 8, which is the 56, which will be in the number 3 spot. So, yeah. So go Right, go to that second add there. So, add 2, copy to 3, add 3, copy to 4, add 4. And then I just think I want to add 3 again. And it should finish it. That should give me 280. $56. 112. Add 56. 280. Okay. I thought he was going to tell me that's wrong. Right, so did I do that before? Really? And I just needed to just put my jump command in? I swear, if that's what I did. You know, if that's what I did before, I'm so annoyed with myself. I had it all figured out before, because I'm pretty sure I did this before. I'm pretty sure I told it to add 3 again. $200. Yeah. See, it's working. I'm glad for it. Whatever I did, I'd have to look in the video to see what I did. See, this is why I shouldn't play mathematical games. You know, why can't I play something that looks at Keats or Shakespeare? You know, something I'm good at. Anyway. Come on, my little minion, let's get through this a little bit quicker. Add all these up. Oh, this is a 0. I could have done the if 0. Funny feeling I could have done this in way fewer steps. Mathematicians out there can tell me. Oh, no. See? I doubt myself. Don't doubt. Don't doubt. Okay, so those... I'm glad those side rooms are done. You know, because they were meant to be the more challenging ones. So I'm glad I completed those. I'm glad I completed those. You know, this goes on. Wow. There's much levels. Many more levels than I thought there would be. Okay. Right, well, we're going to do this one then. Room 13, Equalization Room. Year 13. That's me being back at 6th form. Sometimes, some numbers are bigger than other numbers. That's true. And sometimes, they are the same. That's also true. Sometimes they're smaller. How can we know? Exactly. I read about that here in this great book. Which number are you for the aspirational 0? You can borrow it later, thanks. I need it. A second, okay. Get 2 things from the inbox. If they are equal, put one of them in the outbox. Discard non-equal pairs, repeat. You got comments. You can use them, if you like, to mark sections of your program. Yes! This is what I needed. You know, something to help me understand, because I can't work things out in my head and stuff. Okay. So get 2 things from the inbox. Okay, so we go inbox. And copy to 0. Inbox. Copy to 1. If they're equal, put one of them in the outbox. Discard non-equal pairs. So, how can I make this? Drag commands here to learn. Oh, okay. Didn't even notice that before. So what does this do then? Comment. Use comments to leave helpful notes for yourself within your program. Does not affect your program in any way other than making it easy for you to read. Hence the hello world. So I've got my 2 numbers. Yeah, but how do I do an if command? So I mean, it's like, if they are equal, put one of them in the outbox. Subtract them from each other. If they're equal, it will equal 0, and I can do the jump if 0. Amazing. Right. So maybe I don't need... Oh, I did a copy from instead of a copy to. So maybe I don't need this second copy to. Okay, so I'm going to go to the inbox and I pick up my number 8, and then copy it to here. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to pick up my number 2. Okay. Now, yeah, so I don't need this copy 2. So I could then subtract 0 from this other number. So jump if 0. Now, yes, so this is where I would use the jump if 0. So if I then had a 0 in my hand, I would then want it to come here, and I want it to go... So I've got a 0, then I want it to copy from this box and go to the outbox. Because those numbers will be equal. If, because 6 would take away from the 6. So the 8 minus the 2 would leave me with 6. So, how do I tell it now then? If it's not a 0, how do I tell? Yeah, that's what I mean. How do I tell it to do that? Do I add a jump command in here then? So if it's so jump if 0 would take it to there, but if it's not a 0, it will go down to jump and it will go back to the beginning. I am correct in my thinking, I hope. Let's try that. Oh, I need another jump. I know I do, because I need to get to repeat the process completely. Brilliant. Yeah, so this looks like it will work. So all I need to do is put another jump command in. So jump and go all the way back to the beginning again. So let's try this. So 9. So, okay, they're not equal. So he goes back and he picks up a 1. Puts the 1 down, goes back and picks up the other 1. So I'll minus those and there'll be a 0. So then he'll copy that one and take it across and dump it there. Brilliant. I think I've done it. Well, I know I've done it. It's worked. It's worked. I can think and I can work things out. I can work things out. Brilliant. Amazing. Let's see if I could have done it any easier. No. Speed challenge, completing 27 of your steps. Okay, so I could have knocked a step off. But as it says here, these challenges can be very difficult, and in many cases it's not possible to do both at the same time. So this might be one of those where it's not possible to do it at the same time, and I'd have to go back. I'm not really bothered about that, you know. I'm kind of happy I'm getting through them. I don't need to be going back, proving my Mensa membership, which I don't have. Okay, so the next one's Maximisation Room, but brilliant. Okay, well thank you everybody for coming back to my second episode of Human Resource Machine. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did making it. Please feel free to leave any comments, any improvements. As I'm only just starting out, those are so important to me. They're so crucial to me improving and developing and moving forward. My editing skills as well, you know. I literally have never done any of this before, so they're from scratch. So I'm going to be messing around with a few things, so if you don't see it in the next one, I've done it in one before, don't worry, it's probably that I just thought it didn't work out. But it's really handy to let me know what you guys think does work, and just as much important to let me know what doesn't work. Okay, I understand I'm not going to please everybody, so don't feel offended if I don't take your comments on board. They are certainly being listened to. Okay, well thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time in the next segment. Bye bye!